Hi, I'm Daryl,
I'm Jen.
and welcome to Planted in Paradise.
We made the move to come out to Nova Scotia from Ontario last summer. We brought our family, and we'd planned to move out here to retire eventually.
But you can't sit on your butts all the time, so we decided to move on and start a new adventure.
In our little piece of paradise, literally.
Literally.
When we moved here from Ontario, we actually had a piece of property in Paradise, Nova Scotia, but there was only a small cabin on it, which isn't big enough for us and our family. There's 2 of us, we have 2 kids, a dog, 2 cats, 2 budgies, a bunny inside. We got 2 bunnies for outside, and of course our 9 chickens. So we needed to find a bigger piece of property where we could come and be able to live and be established. And so we found this beautiful piece of property. It comes with 12 acres, a nice big 2 acres of field, and then we also have about 6 to 8 acres of gravel pit. It comes with 4 outbuildings, our house, I love our nice house. It's a farmhouse that we're redoing, fixing up. It's been many years since it's been neglected. So when we first moved here, Daryl and I were very fortunate that we didn't have to keep working for the first part. But it's getting time now. So we need to get off our butts and get moving and find somewhere to spend our energy, somewhere productive. And why not our beautiful outbuildings? So we are actually going to turn our one building that we have, that we call the Cidery, into a short-term rental. So that is what the content of this video is for today, to give you a tour of that rental unit. Okay. This is the Cidery, the back side of the Cidery, and we're going to be adding a nice big beautiful deck, hopefully a barbecue and hot tub area as well. And you can see there's beautiful old windows there. We may need to add a window or 2, sliding glass door. And we're going to be using those windows, reusing those windows, to build back here a nice greenhouse that we can start all our vegetables in for the garden that we plan on having. If you keep panning around, you're going to see some fruit trees. These are both apple trees, but we do have a couple of plum trees planted, and we do plan on adding to this orchard eventually. In the back we have a maple tree that we're hoping to tap this spring. And over on the right, if you keep panning around, you will see a whole bunch of bushes. Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, maybe even some strawberries. We haven't been here for the summer season yet, so we don't know what's going to pop up exactly. There's also a couple more apple trees in there. And finally, a place where we're going to put our garden. So the Cidery, looking at the back windows and off the deck, is going to overlook all of this bounty of food that we're going to be growing. So let's go inside and take a look at the inside of the Cidery.
Hi, and welcome to the front of the Cidery. What you can see here is we're going to put a nice deck in front, and then we'll put a parking lot so guests can come and feel comfortable and not feel crowded by people overlooking them. If you want to come in, this is the old office where it used to be a Cidery, but then they converted it in 1974 into a gravel pit. And this is their office for the gravel pit. Many people came through this door. Come on in, you can be one of them too. As you come in, you can see they didn't want everybody in their office, so they made their own custom doors, which are awesome for me because I don't have to do the work. But we're going to tear all this out. This must have been where they did most of the filing and stuff for people to come, because there's old filing cabinets in the wall. We're going to rip this all out. For some reason, they had an exhaust fan in here. Really made no sense other than noise. But we'll get rid of that and see how the inner workings of all this wall works. If you follow to this side, you'll see where where the boss would be. And if you come in, you can see there's countertops. Oh, very ugly wallpaper. I've been taking the windows out, as Jennifer said. We're recycling the windows to help maybe do a greenhouse or some cold greenhouses for growing lettuce and spinach and stuff like that. And if you come to the back, they use this actually, they had a washroom in here and everything. So the washroom's kind of disgusting. I wouldn't want to go in it too much, but we're gonna redo the whole thing, rip it right down, right to the skeleton again, because there's so much potential to build other and better and safer for everybody. This is our vision. We want to do what we can. And if you look out at the window, you can see the backyard. It'll be cleaned up and you'll actually see the garden and the flowers and everything that we plan to envision for back there. Oh, hi! Come on in this disgusting place. It wasn't me. This bathroom hasn't been used for over 10 to 15 years. So I wouldn't spend too much time on the view that you're there. I'll be glad when this part of the project is actually ripped out. It's pretty disgusting. If anybody wants to volunteer to do it for us, I would love it, but it's gonna be a fun task. But yuck for now.
Now we can do the other side of the downstairs. The office taking up the first half and the party room taking up the second half. Of course, it's going to be all taken apart as well. This door here, we think we're going to actually wall it off. We'll leave the old door in place, but on the inside, we'll have a wall. Just for conveniences of putting up TVs and that sort of thing. But come on in. So we have this beautiful room. Starts with a staircase over here. That goes upstairs. And if you slowly pan, you can see some nice rustic barn boards. All of the spacing in between is exposed currently. Eventually, this will be filled in with insulation and drywalled. But for the upcoming year, we're going to leave this part exposed. We'll have to take down the drywall that is in here when we're taking it the cidery or the office. It'll all be exposed. And you can see a beautiful chimney here, nice big beams. If you look up at the ceiling, you can see some of the old staining. We believe that isn't mold. We believe that that is old cider coming down from the press upstairs, which we will also take a look at in a little bit. As you can see, we have a beautiful brick chimney, and we're going to be getting a brand new wood stove to go in front and keep this place nice and toasty. On the floor over here, which we are going to seal up, we have our hatch into the basement. It's kind of a fun, creepy place. Let's take a look. Pretty steep. Watch your step. So here is our creepy little basement full of amazing goodies. So Daryl's going to pan around and show some of these cool things that we have in here. They're all the inner workings of the cidery, the cider press, the apple shoots, some rails, lots of fun stuff. Lots of opportunity for upcycling and interesting decorations. And this will be home to our hot water tank. As there isn't already plumbing in here, we just may have to do some reworking of the plumbing. So we have some beautiful barrels. I don't know if this was for storing the apples or storing the cider, but they're pretty awesome. Daryl's dream is to turn one of these barrels into a hot tub. We'll see if that happens. I like to look at these big beams here and think about cutting them into halves or thirds and using them for bookcases inside the house. I think they would add some beautiful interest and a great way to reuse old barn boards. All right, let's go back upstairs.
Hi, welcome to the upstairs part of the cidery. As you can see, if you pan around, a lot of the instruments that they use to press the apples is still here. Missing a few parts, of course, probably either down in the basement or around other parts of the property. Our plans are, we've asked around about donating it to a museum aspect of it. Nobody really wanted it, so we're gonna take it and transform it and reuse it for something, especially the pressed bottom part because it looks like a good table. Always a project. Mine's always working on trying to do something with something else. Years ago, they used to, you bring apples up here and they'd press the apples and they'd be delivered, the juice and stuff would be delivered downstairs. And then that way they can contain it and get rid of it to the proper channels of either the train, because it was very big for this town of area. It was built on a train station, so as most Canadian cities were. You can actually see there's an old chute for the apple peels and stuff where they used to throw it out. So there's never, must have been a horrible job of sticky, wet, horrible at winter time, I bet you. If you look around though, as you see, there's an apple chute here where they put the apples up in and it would shoot down and they just throw it on the press, and then that was convenient. The chimney is all the way from the basement all the way to the top, so I don't know if this gave much warmth, but you can see right now we're in the middle of winter and you see my breath, so it must have been cold job up here. If you come to the other side, they must have used this for storage because it's mostly just a pulley system up top. But we're going to transform this into a big bedroom. As you can see, as Jen's pointing out, the old barn roof and stuff. We have to do a new roof. It's a tin roof. So over the years, tin wiggles and moves away from wood. So we're planning to redo the roof. We're looking into getting a structural engineer helping out with the project so we can actually do everything right to the Canadian standards, because we want people to be happy here and have fun. I'll let Jen describe the bedrooms and the vision up here a little bit more in detail. I feel like the grunt, so I like that part.
So as Daryl said, this is going to be the master suite. We do envision having weddings eventually here, so the bride could be up here getting ready. She'll have her own personal bathroom here. And then we'll have another bathroom on this side for the other two bedrooms that will be upstairs. Right now, there's a big gaping hole and it goes down into it's a stairway, it goes down into our garage. This will have to be sealed off and safetied, and the far wall from ceiling to basement will have to become a firewall to separate the two spaces. You can get a really good look at the backyard from here. We will be adding more windows, maybe even a little Juliet balcony in this room. You want to show outside, babe? As you can see, it's very private back there. No real signs of other people. There's a farm next door, but in the spring and summer and fall, you never see that because there's so many leaves on those trees. Really, now is the only time that you can. So I'll take you just back around quickly to the other side to show you where those bedrooms will be. There's a nice little staircase here up into the attic. Maybe eventually we'll put a little loft area up there. We'll see. The ladder is a cool ladder, so we want to use that somewhere. So my vision for this side is to have two bedrooms along the back side and potentially a little sitting area with maybe a Murphy bed up in this area, so that we can have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 people, and if there's a pull-out downstairs, 10 people staying here. So I think that's a pretty good income potential. We'll have to see what eventually happens. That might be down the road a little bit. We're going to be starting our renovations on the main floor and then eventually moving upstairs, but that may be a later project. We'll have to see how much time or how much work we can get in this spring in order to realize our dream. All right, see us on the next video. We will be showing you our demolition of the office area. Stay tuned.